Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Jorge Armando Rios. Rios was shot and killed on Thursday, November 7, 2019, near the intersection of 43rd Street and Central Avenue in South Central, according to LA County coroner records. Eddie Hernandez and Miguel Barocio were subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. Defendant Miguel Barocio and Eddie Hernandez are members of the Florencia 13th Street gang. Just after midnight on November 7, 2019, Hernandez drove them both into territory controlled by 38th Street, one of Florencia's rivals. Defendant brought his .22 Ruger semi-automatic handgun, which was loaded with bullets stamped with the letter F for Florencia. They saw victim Jorge Rios, who was walking down the sidewalk with his bicycle. After passing the victim, Hernandez pulled to the side of the road and turned off his truck's headlights. Defendant Barocio got out of the passenger side and confronted the victim. Moments later, defendant shot the victim once in the mouth. The victim turned to flee and defendant shot him 3 more times in the back. Hernandez pulled the car around, defendant got in, and they drove away. The entire incident was caught on video. Later the same day, defendant was arrested while in possession of a .22 Ruger containing a bullet casing stamped with the letter F that had failed to properly eject after the gun was fired. The bullet casings recovered near the victim's body were consistent with those from the gun in defendant's possession. In the post-arrest interview, defendant admitted to the police that he shot the victim, but said that the victim lifted his shirt to reveal a gun tucked in the waistband of his pants. The video does not show this. To an undercover jail informant, defendant admitted that he brought his .22 Ruger with him into rival gang territory, that the victim had a gun under his shirt but he didn't get to use it, that he shot the victim in the mouth and then emptied his clip into the victim's back, and that he would tell police that he knew nothing about the incident until they proved he was involved, and would then tell him that he acted in self-defense because the victim was reaching for a gun in his waistband. There was no gun recovered at the scene. There was only a machete, which was still tied to the frame of the victim's bicycle. Following the trial, the jury convicted defendant of first-degree murder, found the gang and gun enhancements true, and found him guilty of being a felon in possession of a firearm. The court sentenced him to a prison term of 50 years to life. The people also charged Eddie Hernandez with murder, but he was tried on the theory that he aided and abetted defendant. The jury acquitted him. Jorge Armando Rios was 37 years old at the time of death.